Harihi, Harihi Om Tat Sat, Harihi Om Tat Sat, Harihi Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru. Jai Akridaya Kashe Sadanandamayo Guru Udetu Satatam Samyag Swatmananda Prabodhagaha. Hari, Hari, Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. We shall have the collective ucharana of the auspicious monosyllable Omkara 3 times as usual. Interlock your fingers and put them on your lap. Sit comfortably erect. Close your eyes. Open the mouth as well as the heart and join me. Our collective recitation, you should think mentally. It is a creative thought which the human alone will be able to generate. That this collective chorus recitation should spread upon the whole of the earth, showering its benedictions on all the creatures upon the earth. What a great and noble thought will it be if you can feel this. Think like this. This is the way our mind expands. Not by fostering only one's own as well as the family's thought, concern and the like. Let the mind expand. The expanded mind will be a far greater instrument for you than a constricted one. Anything should be done to bring about expansion, elevation and purification to the mind. Harihi, Harihi, Harihi. I don't feel happy at all. All of you are very lazy. What are you shy about? Chant properly, sit erect, raise your voice. Let it be a full-throated voice. See how many times you have to be persuaded to do something good. What is the effort required for it and how much is the expenditure? What have you written on your check? To be able to chant this, why have we assembled here? Can you not do something good, noble and great? Chant once more. Some of them are doing it very well, exceedingly well, more than anyone could expect. We have come again to Malaysia to be in your midst for a few days. The earth goes on revolving, producing the day and night. It takes 24 hours for the earth to revolve on its own axis and complete a revolution. Similarly, the earth is also going around the sun. It takes 365.25 days. Our time calculation is on the basis of this revolution of the earth. Not only that, many of you may or may not know, whenever in Hindu families a child is born, the time, date, etc. are written as a record. You know what they refer to? So much of time after sunrise, or so much of time after the sun sets. This is how it is recorded. You can understand how grateful we are to nature. First, to our own earth, where we were born into. Secondly, the sun, which is the source of the very earth. Then moon, a satellite. Both of them are giving us light. One with heat, the other without heat. I don't know whether you know that we have 27 stars. Each of them is a luminary on the sky. In our young days, we used to be told by the elders, this is Ashwati, this is Bharani, this is Kritika. All those were identified in the sky. Our week is named after the celestial bodies. Sunday is after the sun, Monday is after the moon, like that all the 7 days. Do you know that we are born, shaped by nature? Our mother and father have done nothing to shape the embryo in the mother's womb. A naked fact that none of you perhaps knows. The mother has not done anything at all to the child being shaped in the mother's womb. After the birth, many people look after the child. But the formation of the brain, thereafter the eyes, nose, tongue, lips, ears, etc. Everything is shaped by the fetus or the embryo, drawing blood from the mother's body. Mother doesn't give the child any blood, but the fetus draws by itself. So what are we grateful to? Are we grateful to our parents first or nature first? This nature is everything actually. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that every activity in the universe as a whole and in every living being, more particularly in the human, is propelled, motivated by nature. Nature has got 3 qualities. One is sattva, representing light, knowledge, and happiness. Rajoguna represents activity and the various emotional causes for it. And Tamoguna represents lethargy, idleness, ignorance, darkness, and sleep. These are the 3 qualities of nature. Using these qualities, nature alone propels all beings into different kinds of activity. We have sattvic spells in the day, rajasic spells and tamasic spells. In the whole world also, there is a sattvic, equally rajasic and equally tamasic spells. It is all a process of a cycle. Our time is not a linear one. It is a cyclic one. Everybody thinks that time is of a linear nature. It is a linear measure. It is not at all. Not at all. We must be immensely grateful to nature. This Guru Purnima, once in a year we celebrate. It is a day clearly marked for the teacher. We have identified that in human life, everything depends upon the knowledge we are able to acquire. Any born child, the parents always want the child to be educated. They cannot do the task themselves. So they entrust the teachers and send the children to schools. Knowledge, 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 that alone is supreme in human life. You give a piece of land to the uneducated people. Give the similar land to the educated people. The educated people will be able to till the land and use the land in a far better manner than the uneducated people. Education is everything. Knowledge is everything for us. We have come here only to discuss the subject of knowledge with all of you again. There is no end. Yesterday I had a talk with people here, and I was saying something, the same thing in a way, maybe in a different manner, with a greater focus to facilitate learning. But the response I get is that nobody does any thinking or reflection. As a result of which, people remain fools. They remain ignorant. Ignorant of what? What is present in your body. The entire world consists of matter and energy alone. And these are interconvertible. Anywhere and everywhere you go, earth is matter. Fire is energy. Water is matter. Air is matter. Fire is energy. And so far as space is concerned, we cannot say what it is. Our space is endless, infinite. We are able to know it. The proportion of the space too, suppose you bundle up or aggregate all the celestial bodies in the universe, if they become a mass, that mass, its proportion to the infinite space will be 0.19 zeros and 1. Am I clear? Huh? What do you think of space? We are surrounded by these Panchabhutas. Our body also consists of Panchabhutas. But the Panchabhutas are totally inert, I-N-E-R-T. Our body cannot generate any experience or knowledge. Are you conscious of it? No. None of you is conscious. What is our body? Our body is made up of matter. Which matter? The food we take, the water we drink, nothing else. And all the food we consume is nothing but material. So what is our body? Our body is like a piece of rock or mud. It is absolutely inert. It cannot produce any experience or knowledge. At the same time, we only have experience and knowledge in our life. Even in sleep, we are experiencing. A lot of work is being done in the body. How many cells are generated every day during sleep and darkness? These are the cells we use the next day for the 16 hours of wakefulness to follow sleep. So in sleep also we are knowledgeful. But we are not able to communicate then. We get up and then say, I slept comfortably, I had a disturbed sleep, etc. And so far as wakefulness is concerned, there is no doubt at all. We are experiencing. Experience itself undergoes a mystic transformation and becomes knowledge. What transformation it undergoes is almost impossible to say. But we know it. We can understand it. This experience, our body cannot generate. If the body cannot generate it, I want you to answer me. What generates it? Do you have any answer? Then learn it. our mind generates experience. Mind is not matter. It is above matter and energy. It is not inert like matter and energy. It is sentient by nature. And this mind is associated with the body. It is not a physical part of the body, nor is intelligence a physical part of the body. Both of them are sentient in nature. They are different from matter, different from body, different from energy. That mind is the source of all experience, also of knowledge. How do we know that we have the mind? You all believe in sensory perception, its validity and reality. But our senses cannot perceive what is within the body. That I have a mind is not a knowledge given to us by senses, nor about the intelligence, ego, a number of thoughts and emotions, etc. All are generated by the mind and the intelligence, and we are empowered and enabled to know about them. So, my dear souls, from today onwards at least, understand that our body is inert. It cannot generate any experience or knowledge. All the knowledge comes from the mind and the intelligence. This mind is something very great. Very great. If you leave it to me, those of you who come here regularly and keep company with me, before I go, I will make you understand that you are not to fear your mind. All of you are afraid of your mind. The mind can produce fear. It also produces desire. It also produces hatred. These are the three strands with which the mind is made. They are never going to disappear totally. Nevertheless, we can have a very peaceful and harmonious mind without being bothered by either desire or hatred or fear. I am asking you one simple and straight question, but it is very profound. 16 years of the day you are wakeful and active, and half the duration you sleep. So you only sleep and you are wakeful. We don't do anything else in our life. Either you sleep to wake up, or you remain wakeful to sleep. What else do you do? Some people will say, I am working too hard. What hard? You have only 2 hands and 2 feet, 1 mind and 1 brain. How much can you work? 24 hours of the day, 8 hours you sleep, 16 hours do you work? Maybe maximum 6 to 8 hours. Is it too much? Can you work faster and slower and all that? If you work slower, you are idle. So there is a limit for working. So half our wakefulness we are sleeping. There is nobody in this world who has woken up except from sleep. And there is nobody in this world who remains wakeful except to sleep. And every wakeful period will be in between 2 sleeps. And what is this sleep? It is nowhere and nothing. Am I clear? No. Suppose you sleep in your cot. Are you aware that you are sleeping on a cot? Huh? Because you are unconscious of your body, unconscious of the mind, intelligence, ego, world, etc. In such a state, we have no hunger, we have no thirst, nothing at all. As long as we are asleep. And it is the nowhere and nothing sleep that generates your wakefulness. Tell me, what is the value of wakefulness then? It is born from nowhere and nothing. Anybody who can invalidate what I say? Between two sleeps is every wakefulness. We are wakeful from sleep and we are wakeful to sleep. Nothing else anybody does. We are either sleeping or we are wakeful. And 16 hours of the day you are wakeful. During this period, anything good, great and noble can take place. And anything bad, ignoble and ungreat also can take place. But all these things at one instant is completely wiped off by the mind and you are pushed to sleep. So tell me, what are the effects of wakefulness then? I don't think you are with me. Are you with me? Yes. Huh? Yes. 16 hours of your wakefulness with all the good as well as the bad effects the wakefulness produces. In half an instant, our mind wipes everything off and you are put to sleep. So what are these wakeful interactions worthy for? What is their worth? In the hands of your own mind, what is it worth? Huh? 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 Say that. Maybe a child has died, a marriage has taken place, somebody got into an accident, something most unfortunate happened, or the reverse happened. All of these effects are wiped off in less than an instant by the mind. So do you agree that all our life is only such that our own mind can wipe off in an instant? So what is the power of the mind? Answer me. Don't mortgage your intelligence. Is the mind powerful? Or the world and wakefulness powerful? And this is the mind you carry. In the hands of the mind you are the safest. But you do not know what the mind is, how resourceful it is, what all it can do, and how to tame the mind or harness the mind properly. The entire spirituality is the science and art of dealing with the mind, engineering the mind properly and harnessing it. By seeing so many forms and shapes and colors, are the eyes affected? Or the eye's power is relieved? Eye's power is revealed. Similarly, if the mind thinks a number of items, by all these thoughts, the power of the mind is revealed. But no thought ever remains, it all subsides. As the thought is born from the mind, it also subsides in the mind. So what is the factor that survives in you? Are the thoughts surviving or mind surviving? When the mind which generates and dissolves the thought, such a mind is there, what are you afraid of? Can it not dissolve the desires, the hatred, as well as the fear that you have? Have you understood it? Huh? Should you live as a master in the world, or should you live as a slave in the world? All the effects the world produces, the mind wipes off every day, unfailingly. So where is the power of the world then? 16 hours it has been dancing. At the end of the 16 hours, the mind, put. And this is repeated every day. 365 days of the year. Still, are we not fools not to understand the greatness of our own mind? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? So from today onwards, none of you should say that our mind will produce thoughts, and the thoughts I am afraid of. There are traumatic instances when the people came to me and said, Swamiji, I am not able to bear and tolerate. It's very traumatic. Then I said, do you have faith in me? Will you do what I say? Then I told them, whatever is the traumatic instance, early in the morning, take your bath, do your puja, finish everything, remain in the puja room. Now all your puja to God is over. Now I want you to do something for you. What is the trauma that you underwent? Willfully and intentionally bring the trauma into your mind. Bring that memory. And then respond to that memory. Mentally and orally, not physically. You should not beat your chest or beat your head. But go on saying whatever you like. Oh, how sinful I am, how accursed I am good for nothing. Whatever you want to say, you should say, not that you should not. So, in terms of the mind as well as in your own words, respond and react to it. For how long? I want you to do it only for 20 minutes maximum. At the end of the 20 minutes, you will find your mind has become stronger and the traumatic memory has become weaker. And do it depending upon the intensity of the impact. Do it for 1 week, 15 days maximum. Whoever had come to me and I said, talk to me after 7 days. Both of them spoke to me on the 4th day saying that my problem is over. I can stand by memory. I can stand by memory. There is no agitation. This is the type of mind that you have, my dear souls. And you are all fools to say that. Thoughts. What? What can you do with your thoughts? If you don't like them, dissuade them. If you like them, cultivate them. Noble thoughts you cultivate, ignoble thoughts you dissuade. I don't want you. I don't like you. When you say a few times, I don't like you, the thought also has got prestige. It will never appear anymore. So you dissuade them, that's all. In Sanskrit it is called Pratipaksha Bhavana. That is what you have to do. Give me any problem that you have without beating against the bush. What is the problem? Mental problem. I shall treat it within no time, so to say. One day, a student learning in Pune, that symbiosis, he telephoned me, Swamiji, tomorrow is my examination. I am looking at the textbook, nothing impresses me. I am not able to read anything, understand anything. So I had to talk to him for some time. Finally I asked him, how many hours are you sleeping? I was so hurt by what he said. It was much less than the sleep required by the body. I said, close your book. Immediately go to sleep. Never get up except after 8 hours. If you want to sleep for 9 hours, sleep. Next morning you get up. And whatever you are able to revise, if you want to, revise and go. Waving your hands confidently, you go. You can write only what is in your brain. If you don't have, simply come away, returning the answer paper. You know, this boy passed the examination. He is working in Bombay. Another fellow is doing well in United States. Two people are in United States. What is it? Your mind is not your mind, it is shaped by nature. Your body is shaped by nature. And why is it that you don't understand? Be grateful. Whatever you have. So I believe what we deal with is called the subject knowledge. In the academic centers, you have only object knowledge. They speak only about the visible world and the visible objects. Our subject is not that. We are speaking about the invisible. Where is the invisible? Within one's own body. Including the body, everything outside is visible. So, in the academic centers, only the object learning is there. Now, we are specialists in subject learning and subject knowledge. What is that subject? Everything within your body is the subject. Thought comes under that, mind comes under that, intelligence and ego come under that. And finally, the I that you have. The I, the I, the I. Ever since you started saying I, tell me whether it has changed at all or not. Huh? Your body is changeful. Thoughts are changeful. Reasoning is changeful. Everything is changeful. But the I never changes. In the whole creation, this I alone is the substratum and the changeless presence. It is so for the scientists as well as people like us. Because the canons we use are observation and inference. And the same canons are used by the objective scientists also. I had a disciple in Delhi, he is no more. He was an atomic scientist. He was telling me, Swamiji, I am an atomic scientist, but I have never seen an atom. So they are studying about the atomic science, the atom being unseen. How do they learn about the unseen objects? Tell me. It is not with the help of the eyes, nose, ears, etc. It is only with the help of the intelligence and mind. Intelligence is the only tool for knowledge. The only tool we have for knowledge is intelligence. Intelligence is knowledge. Its pursuit and process are knowledge. Its finding also is knowledge. Everything that I speak is using the tool of intelligence. It is to awaken and enlighten the intelligence in you. This is what Krishna did in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna was totally confused, enfeebled, unnerved. His Gandiva bow slipped from his hand. His body started trembling. His mind started whirling. The intelligence said, this is a sinful war and you should not fight. Go back. Tell me what was left in Arjuna. The Gandiva he acquired by austerity. He has his stout body, Kshatriya body, then the powerful mind, the sharp intelligence, the ego. All of them crumbled. Now where was the salvation for Arjuna? Such an enfeebled Arjuna, Krishna started speaking. All the inputs were to Arjuna's intelligence. Krishna first of all admonished him. He used 64 letters and less than 20 words. After simply listening to them, Arjuna's tears stopped. and he started questioning in a very sober manner. Can you imagine the difference? The crumbled Arjuna, admonished by Krishna in 64 letters, suddenly the tears stopped and he started becoming an inquirer before Krishna, seeking everlasting stability. The conversation continued. It is that Krishna's birthday we are celebrating today or tomorrow. Why are we celebrating the birthday? Only remembering and expressing our gratitude to such a great person and what he represented. The crumbled Arjuna got up and took back the bow and arrow and fought for 18 days, in which he had lost his dear Abhimanyu. 4.5 million warriors were there. All of them minus 10 were killed. They fell on the battlefield. Heaps of fire were there to burn the dead bodies. 4.5 million warriors, can you imagine? So Arjuna's misery, Arjuna's torment, affliction was very, very overpowering. I would be the cause of such a colossal slaughter. This is what he thought. All that Sri Krishna was able to eliminate by virtue of beautiful, philosophical, spiritual, rational delivery. So understand that you have a mind which is very, very resourceful. As it generates thoughts, it also dissolves them. So if you have a problematic thought, all that you have to do it, you have to spend a little time effortfully and ask the mind to dissolve it. And you can be free of its strangulation. So I want to tell all of you before I leave this time, I don't know whether I shall be able to come to Malaysia again. So I want to make you understand that your mind is something very precious. It is very resourceful. You are a fool not understanding the mind and its resourcefulness. So I want to expose to you again and again how resourceful the mind is and how in the hands of your own mind you are safe and supreme. Arjuna did not know about the greatness of the mind. That is why he was overpowered. When his mind was touched up and Krishna told him, this is how you have to tap and harness the mind, then he suddenly stood up with no problem. You think it can happen only to Arjuna? Arjuna had a body, mind, intelligence, ego. You also have the same body, intelligence, mind and ego. If something worked on Arjuna, it should work on you also. If you say no, then you are not a human. Not a human. We are eating the same type of food, having the same kind of education. Can we not have the same kind of mental resources? What is the name of this institute? Society for Inner Resources Development. What are the inner resources? Have you ever thought? The inner resources are those held by the mind and intelligence. There is no third factor or source here. We should know how enormous are the resources, and we should also know how to harness them. When I asked you to chant Omkara 3 times and again extended it once more, it was to harness your inner resources. For nothing else. Every day you chant 10 times Omkara and let me see what is the benefit. Write to me or speak to me. 10 times you should recite Omkara with a full throated voice, closing your eyes, melodiously. Take a full breath and chant. And do it 10 times. Another physical exercise I can suggest to you is every day bend your body and let your forehead touch on the floor. A full pranam. Do it 12 times. You will never have backache. Not only that, every time when you bend while prostrating, and equally bend when you get up. After 12 times you look at the mirror, you will find your face is bloody. What does it mean? Heart is here, head is above, to pump blood upward. The heart does it, but it is a little difficult always. When you do this prostration, more blood rushes into the brain, and the brain becomes more vibrant, efficient and healthy. This Omkara, it administers health to the heart and also longevity. It activates the pineal gland and its secretion is more. Why don't you do all this, my dear souls? Why are you all ignorant? I don't know. We are born here to gain knowledge. We eat, no doubt, we need food and nourishment to preserve the body. But not at the cost of knowledge, not at the cost of learning. Our body completes its growth at the age of 21. Then it begins to decline virtually. But that is the time we become an adult and we have our own chosen thoughts, aspirations, responses, reactions and the like. At that time, if the body has completed its growth, it's not going to grow further, then tell me what part of your personality is supposed to grow for the remaining 5 or 6 decades? Tell me. Huh? Mind and intelligence. Are you ensuring that they are growing? I tell you, the mind can grow up to the last breath of your life. Sky is the limit for the mind's growth. Nobody can set any limit. How did Hanuman jump over to Lanka? Only because of the mind. Jambavan gave him a beautiful speech, reminding him that he was a Vayu Putra, a son of wind. So you can, just like you go into the lap of your father, you can pass through the wind. He absorbed the message. Don't you think we are all children of wind? No answer.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Are you the children of your parents or children of wind, earth, water, fire? Our parents die, still we live. But can you ever live without air and oxygen? So are you the son and daughter of wind or son and daughter of your parents? They are also children. So we are a Vayuputra, Vayuputri. We are a Jalaputra, Jalaputri, Bhumiputra, Bhumiputri. And we are Agniputra, Agniputri. Akashaputra, Akashaputri. We are all that. Understand that we carry these things in us. You don't carry the mother with you. You don't carry the father in you. But you carry all these in you. So understand, there is a lot to know. So I will wind up by saying one thing. I would like to tell all of you and make you understand that you are not to fear your thought. You only have to handle the thought, harness the mind. I would like to ask you, which are the thoughts that are troubling you? Sit in a place patiently and bring all those troublesome thoughts. Allow them to come. You think fire, 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 fire. Will you get burnt? Huh? You say bitterness, bitterness, bitterness. Will the tongue taste bitter? The eyes see fire. Do they get burnt? Then what are you afraid of? Say death, death, death. Will you die? Huh? And what is your problem? What is your problem? What is your worry and anxiety? Tell me. Is not our mind supposed to think all? Suppose you go to the airport, on the way many things will be there. All of them the eyes will see and they will be registered also within the brain. What of it? What of it? Like that, so many things are registered in our mind. They are not going to bother us. You have a limited use. Handle that part very carefully. Believe in your mind's resourcefulness, resourcefulness, resourcefulness. And always remember, this is the mind that obliterates the entire 16 hours of wakeful interactions and interaction and effects in less than an instant and puts you to sleep. Is that mind powerful or not?
Yes.
More powerful than the world. Because in wakeful hours you are interacting with the world and you are having interactional impacts and reactions. It is those interactional impacts that the mind wipes off. So tell me, which is more powerful?
The mind.
Such a powerful mind. You want it to be weak? Huh? I think all of you should jump with joy and confidence. I have got a powerful mind which is able to wipe off every day all the impressions the world causes in me. Oh God, ba, bub, bub, bub. Will you do it?
Yes.
Huh? When? See, I am always thinking in a researching manner. How to put across these ideas to the people in a manner that they will understand. You know, we have made some clips, our people have made some clips. In one clip, I was speaking about going to the temple and worshipping. I think it has already been seen by a few lakhs of people. I am going to record 3 subjects more. New subjects, new percentage. Let me see how many people will read. Lakhs of people. When I was speaking in Asianet, I spoke for 11 years, 6 days in a week. More than 1 million people were listening to me. Even now people contact us and come to the ashram as a result of their hearing those lectures. Our website has so much of matter. You may not find so much of matter in any other website, people say. Are you going through all of them? So, my message is that spend enough time, as much time as you can, you should make and be here. And before I go, I want every one of you to say, yes, my mind is very resourceful. I was ignorant so far. Now I have become awakened. I am not going to fear my thoughts. I am not going to be victimized by anything that takes place in my life. My mind is powerful enough to wipe off all the 16 hours of interactional impacts every day. So the world has nothing to give me which the mind is not able to wipe off. So do you want any further insurance? Huh? I am asking you, my dear son, do you want any other insurance? Okay. Govindanama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Namah Parvati Padaye Hara Hara Mahadeva. I want you to lift your hands. Govindanama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Namah Parvati Padaye Hara Hara Mahadeva.